Namaste and welcome along to the Australian School of Meditation and Yoga. My name is Gayatri and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make baklava rolls. Now these are really easy. They're very quick as well and they're my adaptation. I don't know if they're traditional, but this is the way I've adapted it because this is the way I like it. So I'm going to show you how. So let's begin. So all I've done here is processed 3 cups of walnuts. You could use any nuts, almonds, mixed nuts. You could use pistachios. From memory, when I was over there, the Greeks tended to use the walnuts and the Turkish tended to use the pistachios. I don't know if that's tradition or just the way it was when I was on holidays over there. I have used almonds, I've used walnuts before. Pistachios are a little bit out of my price league, a bit more expensive. It is going to bring out more flavor if you roast them. Roast the nuts first. So just pop them in the oven for 5 or 10 minutes and just crisp them up, roast them in the oven. And I've also got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I've just pulsed them together. And then I added about a tablespoon or 2 of honey and a little bit of water, just enough that the mixture binds together, because I'm going to make nice thick ones. I like fat ones with lots of filling. I'd prefer filling to pastry. So you can see how that has sort of gone together like a little ball. That's how you want it. You want it to be able to bind together. It just makes it easier to roll if you do it that way. Okay, so we've got our phyllo pastry sheets here. So we're going to roll up each one as a whole piece. I've got the thick, so I only need 1 sheet, which I think it's fine. It's so much easier to work with the thicker one and it breaks up a lot less. There is a secret to keeping the crispy pastry, and that's not putting too much oil or butter onto the layer as you spread it out. Just make it a really thin, light layer of oil or butter. The spray cans of oil are really good. You can use them. I've warmed my oil up a little bit, and I also find that I don't really like these silicone brushes. I prefer the old-fashioned brush. I think you can get less oil onto them. This you seem to, I don't know, they take a lot in, so it's hard to get a thinner coat. But this is all we've got here. I have to buy some for the next class. So we're just going to brush that oil on nice and lightly. And heating the oil does make a difference. It will be nice and light. Much easier to get that lighter spread. Okay, so we're going to now just place our mixture along one end. So you can make them as thick as you like. As I said though, I like a good bite of nuts when I bite into my rolls. So I'm going to make these nice and fat. But it really is personal preference. Make sure you go right to the end so that you don't end up with that little bit of pastry at the end with nothing in it. Okay, and we're going to now turn that over. It should just stick nicely. Just mold it into a sort of rounded shape. Roll again, make sure it's nice and firm. They look better when you cut them and they're nice and firm. Okay, we're going to roll that right up all the way to the end now. And then you sit the fold down, so the fold is underneath. So now I'm going to pop it into my prepared pan. I've just got a piece of baking paper in the bottom. I'm just going to brush a little bit of oil on that. And then we're going to pop the roll into the pan. A little bit of oil on the top, oil or butter. So I'm going to cut this into 4, so cut it halfway and then half and half. I'm going to spread them out slightly. And there we have our 4 rolls, our baklava logs. I'm going to continue on until I've used the filling up, and we'll see how many this makes. So by eyeballing this mixture, I can see that there's about enough for half left. So I've cut one piece in half, and we'll make a half, or 2 rolls. And they're going to be a little bit thinner. Give the skimpy ones to the little kids. They won't know the difference. Okay, time to put them in the oven now. Moderate oven for around about half an hour. Okay, we have our baklava rolls. Now you can see that these are cooked all the way around, nice and brown. So I'm going to move them to a smaller, they're a bit hot, a smaller pan here, so the liquid doesn't go everywhere and get wasted, because this has made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 14 rolls. They're quite a good size though, so you probably only want 1 or 2 of them at the most. And while they're still hot, I'm going to pour the honey liquid over. Now all I've done here is get a fork, and I have whisked together about approximately maybe a cup of honey and a dash of lemon juice, depending how lemony you like it. I don't like it too lemony, too citrusy or tart, so maybe about a tablespoon. If you like a lot of lemon, 2 tablespoons. And I've just put a little dash of water just so I can get this into a lighter liquid. The honey's a little bit too thick. And we're going to just pour this over slowly. So we want to do it while it's hot and the honey is at room temperature. And this has made a lot of syrup. You could probably halve it. But I don't know, I just love honey, so you could, any of the liquid or the syrup that does not soak in, you can just eat it by the spoon. Okay, how syrupy good do these look? Now it's best to leave them overnight until they soak up all that liquid. And then I'm just going to show you just a little nice finishing touch. So we'll just pretend that these have been in here all night. Make sure that it's covered well in that syrup. And then we're going to roll it in walnut crumbs. So I've just pulsed the walnuts just to make them into a crumb-like mixture. And there we have a variation of baklava rolls. I actually made them last week. I was testing out the recipe, trying to get it right, and everybody loved it so much they asked for the recipe. So for those who asked me for the recipe, here it is. I hope you enjoy making them. They're very, very simple, much easier than making a big tray of baklava. And I think your kids could even make these. So until next week, namaste.